Tonight we're back in the 2022 EQS 580. We're going to do a POV night drive for you, show you what the headlamps, interior lighting, everything looks like in the dark. This is a pretty impressive car to drive at night. We've got some pretty neat interior features. We'll sum up some thoughts on this car this week. We already did our full review, and we'll put a link to that in the description. But on first impressions at night, look at this. This front LED bar is pretty sharp, very recognizable. When you walk up to the EQS at night, it'll automatically sense your key and unlock the vehicle. These door handles come out, present themselves. We have some of the brightest interior lighting I think I've ever seen. Screens everywhere. Little tablet for the rear passengers. And then a massive, what Mercedes calls the hyper screen up front. The focus here with this EQS is on efficiency. This EQS 580 4MATIC gets 340 miles of EPA rated electric driving range. It has a 0.20 drag coefficient, which is incredibly slippery, very impressive. But unfortunately, it does make a few concessions for that efficiency. A little bit tight on the interior. The front seats are kind of cramped, visibility is a bit strange, and the rear seats, there's not a lot of headroom for anyone over 6 foot. There are some cool things about this car though. It is a liftback, which gives you a lot of cargo space back here. And there's even more room underneath this little panel here. Let's hop inside, we'll take this for a drive, and we'll talk a little bit more about my time in the EQS 580 this week. It is Halloween today, so there are some Halloween themed bits to this interior right now, which is kind of neat. Look at this, the vampire and the pumpkins. Happy Halloween, I love it. All right, so lots of controls, lots of displays in here. It's a little bit overwhelming at first, but I've actually really grown to like this hyperscreen this week. I would, of course, love more physical buttons, but as it is, I think this is a pretty nice infotainment for Mercedes-Benz. It's very forward-thinking, it looks nice, it's pretty functional. One of my only complaints is that the steering wheel blocks a good portion of it. The steering wheel is just massive. It feels like you're driving around a bus. We have 10 degrees of rear wheel steer, so our steering ratio is incredibly tight. This thing basically just turns and rotates on a dime. Kind of ridiculous, if I'm being honest. Look at that. We have lots of different ambient lighting controls. We can go into our vehicle settings and see what those are right here. This is a multicolor display that kind of shifts as the car drives down the road. You have quick access controls here for your vehicle settings. You can see your charge rate, parking cameras. You can hear that camera pop out of the rear Mercedes badge. We also have some interesting settings that we're going to test out tonight. We're going to turn on the sound experience. We have the creep function off, so we can one pedal drive this. This does have one of the weirdest feeling brake pedals I've ever tested on an electric vehicle. All right, let's set off and see what this is like to drive in the dark. You can control the regenerative braking with the paddle shifter behind the wheel. It's not very strong regen at low speeds. Also, we are at a pretty high state of charge and the battery is cool right now. Tons and tons of power from this EQS 580. 516 horsepower, 611 pound-feet of torque. And you get all of it. There are two different sound experiences, Silver Waves and Vivid Flux. We'll test out Vivid Flux here in a minute. And of course there's also just completely silent. You can turn everything off. A bit of a strange driving position in this EQS 580. The seat I think is comfortable enough, especially with these pillowy headrests. But getting into the car is a little bit challenging. This A-pillar is very low. The dashboard is very high, and the seat is very low, and it makes for kind of a difficult view over this front area here. You have to have a long torso to drive this car comfortably, I think. Definitely something you want to sit in and see how you fit before you buy it. Again, another concession due to the aerodynamic efficiency of this EQS 580. I think kind of to sum things up on this car this week, this is an engineering and technical marvel. The amount of focus on efficiency here is very respectable. I really enjoy seeing a car purpose-built for the purpose of just going the longest distances possibly can. Mercedes has made some improvements here on this EQS over the S-Class in my opinion, and then there are some things that fall short, like the interior room and some of the comfort of this car because of its shape, in which case the EQS 580 SUV might be the better way to go. But you do take a considerable range hit with that SUV shape. They are the same price, so I would be excited to test the EQS SUV at some point. I kind of hate to keep harping on it, but this brake pedal is so weird and so disconcerting to push. I do not have a lot of confidence in this braking system at all, and given the amount of power that this EQS has, it's a little bit sketchy coming down from speed, even at just normal speeds in this thing. The brake pedal, the braking system, the feel of it all doesn't feel production ready in this EQS, and that is one of my biggest disappointments with this car. One pedal driving isn't bad, but again, there really isn't enough regenerative braking to bring you down from every stop. I do find myself having to dip into that brake pedal occasionally, or actually pretty often, just to come down from speed, and when I do, it's just a weird sensation, and it makes me uneasy pressing this brake pedal, and I don't want to feel uneasy in my electric S-Class. One area where I've been really impressed this week with this EQS is the autonomous driving, or the driving assistance systems. This level 2 system is really good. The steering assist is fantastic. The adaptive cruise control does a really nice job. It's not going to be working tonight in this inclement weather, but yeah, it does a very, very good job keeping you centered between the lines, and we tested that quite extensively in the POV daytime review. So high compliments to Mercedes for making a driving assistance system that works seamlessly, integrates easily, and is a pleasure to use on a daily basis in this EQS. I have really struggled with visibility in this car this week. It's very difficult to see over this front 3/4 area where curbs are, where your turning point is. At night, it's incredibly difficult to see around you. There are some major blind spots in this EQS. However, all of this said, there is a cool factor here that can't be overlooked. This is a pretty neat vehicle to behold and to drive. I think with a few tweaks, Mercedes-Benz has something special here. They just need to make some improvements to remain competitive in the EV space. I'm excited to see what Mercedes-Benz does with their electric lineup going forward. That's going to be it for this one. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.